When life feels heavy, people often say, think positive, be grateful, look on the bright side. But some days, there is no bright side you can see yet. The problem is real, the loss is real, the worry is real. On those days, positive thinking can feel like someone switching on a harsh light in a room where you actually needed a blanket. So, this episode is not about forcing yourself to be cheerful. It is about something smaller, softer, but deeply powerful, the practice of small joys, not as decoration, as survival. Small joys are the tiny moments of okayness that exist even when everything is not okay. They don't cancel your pain, they don't fix the situation, but they remind you that your life is not only this one difficult thing, there are still other colors in the day, the taste of hot chai exactly the way you like it, the way sunlight lands on the wall in the late afternoon, a song you forgot you loved, a message from that one person who gets you, a stray dog sleeping peacefully in the middle of a noisy street, somehow trusting the world more than you do. These moments are not a substitute for justice, for therapy, for real change, but they are like small breathing spaces that keep you from drowning while you wait for those bigger things to arrive. Think of your day as a very long road. Some stretches are rough, full of stones, heat, noise. Small joys are like small patches of shade along the way. A tree you can stand under for a minute. A glass of water offered by a stranger. The road doesn't disappear, you still have to walk it. But those patches of shade make it more likely that you will keep moving, that you will not collapse from total exhaustion. So, how do you actually practice small joys in daily life without turning it into another pressure? Start by lowering the bar. Don't search for magical moments. Look for anything that feels even 1% softer than the rest of your day. Maybe it's the first sip of water in the morning, the quiet just after you switch off a fan, when the room suddenly becomes still, the smell of food from a neighbor's kitchen, the exact second a bus or train arrives just when you needed it to. You don't have to celebrate them on social media. You don't have to make them a big deal. Just pause for one extra breath when they happen. Let your attention actually land there for a moment before rushing on. That extra breath is the practice. If you want to go one step further, you can collect these small joys in a quiet way. Not as a gratitude list you perform for others, but as a private record that says, even in this season, there were tiny lights. You can write down one small joy a day. Sun on my pillow at 6:40. Auto driver played an old song I loved as a kid. Friend sent a meme at the exact moment I needed to laugh. On very dark days, you may look back at those lines and think, I have felt this bad before, and even then, there were still little pieces of okayness. Maybe there will be some today too. It doesn't cure the dark, but it creates a thin thread that connects you to something beyond it. You might hear a voice inside that says, this is childish. This is not enough. But remember, big strength is often built from small supports. A building stands not only because of giant beams, but because of many small, hidden elements holding it together. Your life is the same. You don't have to wait for a huge, dramatic change to treat yourself with gentleness. You can begin with the tiniest offerings of comfort, beauty, or humor right in the middle of an unresolved situation. If you are listening and your life right now feels like a long corridor with no obvious way out, I won't pretend that a cup of tea or a sunset will save everything. But I will say this: you deserve to feel even a few seconds of relief, even before the big answers come. You don't have to wait for your problems to be fully solved before you are allowed to notice one small thing that doesn't hurt. Those seconds of softness are not disrespect to your pain. They are kindness to your nervous system, to your tired heart, to the animal part of you that just needs a moment of peace to keep going. Thank you for letting your attention wander towards these tiny lights with me today. If you can, before you sleep tonight, name just one small joy from your day. Say it out loud or write it down, not to deny the hard things, but to remember they were not the only things. In another episode, we'll talk about allowing yourself to change your mind. How outgrowing old dreams and identities is not failure, but a natural part of being alive. Until then, may you notice the little patches of shade on your long road and may each small joy be a quiet reminder that your story has more in it than just the struggle.